Jodi Jones. A lot of fanfare yesterday all over social media. A lot of happy Notts fans. How happy are you to have signed a new contract here at Notts?
No, I'm buzzing, It's something I've been waiting to get over the line for quite a while, but no, I love it here. I think everybody knows that. It's a place where I'm enjoying my football and having fun. I think that's something that people maybe take for granted during their football career, but no, it's the place that made me fall back in love with football, and yeah, I'm excited to have committed my future.
You're somebody who you came through the ranks at Coventry and you developed a real rapport with Coventry and the fans. It feels like you've replicated that here after, obviously, as you say, a difficult few years. Does it feel like home when you're walking around Meadow Lane?
Yeah, 100%. I know a lot of people might just use that one and say it a lot, but it definitely feels like home, not just for me, but for my family. They love coming here, my children are comfortable coming here, and that's many factors, that's little things that people maybe don't look at and stuff like that, but it definitely feels like home here. You hear the fans when they sing the songs and stuff like that, and it's nice to feel loved, because I think that's when I play my best football. I can try things and be myself, and that's a massive reason why I've decided to stay for another 3 years.
You must be feeling pretty loved, not only by everybody connected with Notts, but the outside world as well. We can see over your right shoulder there 2 fantastic trophies, the EFL and the PFA, both naming you as their Player of the Year for last year or this year, whichever way you want to look at it. What do those trophies mean to you?
Yeah, they mean a lot, It's obviously fantastic individual achievements, but they're things that I could never have achieved without my teammates, the managers that we had obviously previously, and the manager that we have now and his staff, and all of the fans and all the backroom staff as well. So I don't really think I've had a chance to, but I'd like to thank everybody for that, because without them I wouldn't be able to achieve any of the trophies that I have achieved. But at the end of the day, we're a team as well, and for me the main thing is getting promotion, and that's something we couldn't achieve last season. I achieved some individual accolades, but for me the main thing now is to get promoted, and that's why I've decided to stay here, because that's the main thing on my mind.
I do want to just dwell on the individual accolades just a little bit, if you don't mind. I had the privilege of being at the EFL Awards on the same table with you as you were announced as the winner of that fantastic trophy, and there was genuine surprise on your face as you were sitting alongside your dad when your name was read out. Did you genuinely believe that you had a chance of winning that? I mean, from the outside looking in, you looked like the obvious candidate, but from seeing your reaction that day, it almost felt like a surreal moment for you.
Yeah, I think it was more relief, because I think obviously I had a good season myself, but where we finished in the table, it wasn't great, So, like I said, I thought I deserved to win just because of the season that I had, and obviously breaking the record and stuff like that. But there's fantastic players that are also up for it. There's players in our own team that I think could have also been up there. The likes of Maka and Dan Crowley. And obviously I was up against 2 other fantastic players, so for me it was more relief, because obviously I really wanted to win it, and I thought I deserved to win it. But I said it was a little bit of a surprise too, but obviously no, it was a great feeling.
There's probably, I can't imagine there's anybody in the squad who loves football more than you, in terms of you love your FIFA,
Yeah.
You watch all the games, you're a big Arsenal fan, aren't you? Like, football really is your life. So I just wonder how much it means to you to be collecting trophies, to be racking up numbers, seeing yourself on the Football Stats websites, top of charts, and seeing all these people sort of saying that you're the best at this, the best at that. You must be living the dream.
No, of course. I think just being a professional football player itself is living the dream, I think the chances of becoming a professional footballer are so slim. I speak with my dad a lot about my little brother. He obviously wants to be like me when he gets older, and we talk about the chances of making it, and we're really trying to help push him as well. But no, it's a nice feeling seeing these things, I think for my family and people to see these things. I get probably sent like another stat every other day, but it's crazy, because I think before I really came to Notts, I was the sort of guy that I'd play well in a lot of games, but I wouldn't really pick up many goals and assists. So I've started to add it to my game now, and it's getting recognised, and yeah, I'm really thankful for it.
What was this summer like? Because with all this adulation, all this recognition, I guess potentially comes pressure, and I know you put a lot of pressure on yourself to keep bettering yourself and to make the most of every minute that you have out on the pitch.
Yeah.
So what was in your mind this summer coming into the new season?
Obviously I was just ticking over and stuff like that, but I was happy with the individual awards, but at the same time I was gutted that we didn't achieve what we should have achieved as a team last season. And yeah, I was just thinking about, obviously it was the most games I'd played in a long time, and I was just thinking about really looking after myself. I think a lot of people noticed I was in the gym nearly every day and just ticking over. And the main thing on my mind was just to rest and recover, you know, just make sure I do all the right things and come back and start how we started last season. But like I said, it was nice to win all these things. And yeah, when you said about pressure, I think when I came in, there was pressure, because I'd say Notts County took a risk on me, and I think that's when I perform my best, you know, when I've got a point to prove and when I'm hungry and I want to show people what I can do. And I think this is another reason why I wanted to sign a new contract, you know. I think the contract that I signed at the start was more of a, right, we've taken a risk, let's see what he can do. And I think I proved myself last season, and me signing a new contract shows that the owners and everybody has faith in me, and now I need to go and prove a point again.
Well, you've started pretty well in that sense this season. You've had a fantastic start to the season, been nominated for August Player of the Month by the EFL as well. A few assists in there, obviously, but a couple of goals as well. It was interesting when I spoke to Stuart about the news about you signing a new deal. He talked about placing an emphasis on you adding more goals to your game.
Yeah.
He wasn't obviously saying that in a negative sense, but he was more talking about the potential you have to improve even more. So, you know, to have scored already a third of your total tally from last season, how does that feel after a few games gone?
No, it's nice, you know. It's something that I was disappointed with last season, not scoring many goals. And it's something that the gaffer and his staff was trying to help me with as soon as they came through the door. You know, they said, we know you can do bits of magic and set up goals and stuff, but we think you can add more goals to your game, and it's something they've been working on. So I think when you work on something and you start to see it happening, there's no better feeling. So I can only thank them for, you know, trying to help me and working with me each day. And hopefully I can add more goals to my game, because I think that's something that I do need to do. I think I've got decent finishing, so it's just for me to get in the right positions and just to do the things they've been teaching me in training, and hopefully I can get more.
Do you prefer goals or assists?
I definitely prefer assists. I know some people say it's quite strange, but I just get a different buzz when I set up a goal. Just because I think when I do try and assist, a lot of them obviously came from the left last season, and it's something that teams try to stop. So when I do still manage to do it, I feel like I've done really well to do it. So yeah, goals are still good, you know. I like to score goals, especially important goals, but I think I prefer to set up goals.
We have to talk about the left v right, because obviously it's something that the fans have been talking about, and it's something that Stuart's talked about as well, around sort of the future for you in this team. What's your own take on it, and can you just sort of give us a bit of a background on yourself in which side that you've played on more often than not?
I don't think it helps, obviously, that I got 24 assists off the left last season, but the right side's always been my preferred side. I just think my all-round game on the right is a lot better. I was getting better throughout the season. Last season on the left, when I first got put on the left, I was quite disappointed, if I'm being honest, because I just kind of felt like I don't know how I'm going to be successful out here, you know. I trusted obviously the manager and his staff and believed in them, and it did end up paying off, but it's just I felt like I was a bit limited out on the left, you know, and I felt like it might have been a bit easier to stop me. But on the right I can go both ways. I can protect the ball more. It's just more natural, it's more free-flowing. But no, this is how the manager wants to play, and listen, I'll play anywhere for the team. If I'm playing, I'm happy. But I think a lot of people that have watched me throughout my time know that the right side is my stronger side. But like I said, sometimes in the games I can switch over to the left and stuff like that. But I agree with the gaffer, if I'm being honest. I think a lot of teams now will just be like, shut off the line, don't let him go down the line and cross the ball. So it will be more difficult this season. But on the right side, it's a bit different. I can go down the side or come inside, and no, I back the gaffer with that. I agree with him, and it's paying off so far. So, yeah,
absolutely. And we played with a back three and a back four at times this season as well, which obviously changes your role quite significantly. Obviously, with the back three, I guess you have more defensive duties, but when you're playing in a four, you can sort of have a little bit more freedom. On the defensive side, the gaffer's also talked about, he thinks that you've come on leaps and bounds in that sense. Has that almost been like a mentality thing over the summer, where you've switched on to that more a little bit and started to work more on that in training, or do you think that's just part of your natural development in that position?
I think I've always had the hunger and desire to win the ball back and stuff like that, but I think people just see me as just an attacker that just goes forward but ain't the greatest getting back. I would say, yeah, over the summer I thought about it and stuff, and obviously everybody needs to improve. I know there's so much I can improve on, and the defensive side is definitely something. I think there were certain games when I did defend really well, but then there was also times when I'd get caught out because, like I said, I've never really had to be that far back in my own half in my career, so it was new for me, you know. It takes time to learn things. I definitely feel stronger in defensive duels, and my positioning and stuff like that's got better. But yeah, it's definitely something that I wanted to work on, and I think I have improved on it.
You spoke earlier about the disappointment of the team last season not achieving what you felt it could have. What do you think about the squad now compared with last season, and what do you think can be achieved this year?
Obviously, it's still early days. You know, we other than the Sutton game last season, we started really well. So you can't get too excited or anything like that. But there's really good signs. I think we've definitely improved defensively. We don't look like we're going to concede goals and stuff like that, and obviously we've still got the firepower, you know. We're always going to score goals. We've got some fantastic players, some of the best players I've ever played with, so it's really exciting times, you know. Obviously I believe we're the best team in the league, just like I did last season, even though we didn't finish where we should have. But no, we've got a fantastic team, fantastic manager and staff, and it's really exciting.
Does it feel like the benefits of Stuart having his full pre-season, having come in, let's be honest, a very difficult situation he inherited in the middle of last season, does it feel as a squad that you're reaping the benefits of that as well, of that sort of, right, okay, here we go, we know going into the season exactly what the situation is, these are the philosophies, these are the methods, we go on from here?
100%. I think for anybody coming in and taking over like halfway through a season, it's going to be tough, you know. I think the best thing for a manager is having a full pre-season with his team, getting to know them and being able to implement all the things that he wants to do with us. And him, Matty and Craig, and obviously Zhao's still here as well, they managed to do that this pre-season. We had proper time to go over things that we needed to improve on, and obviously they know things we're already good at, and they added a few of their things in there, and it's combining really well at the moment. So no, I'm happy for them because they've obviously had the time in the summer and the pre-season, and things are working really well at the moment.
Happy with that, but you won't have been happy about sitting in the stands watching us win against Accrington Stanley. I'm sure you were happy with the win, but certainly not the fact that you were out injured. Can you just give us an update on your fitness? Yeah,
no, all good now. I've been training this week, just had a little niggle. To be fair, I think I'm kind of at a stage now where I really know my body, and I probably could have, you know, tried to get through the game, but I just thought if I do, I'm probably going to make it worse. And we've got fantastic squad depth with fantastic players who can come in and replace anybody, and it showed that on Saturday, you know. So obviously I was gutted to be in the stand watching, because although I do love watching football, I hate watching a game that I could be involved in and I'm not playing. But no, I was buzzing that the boys got the win, and obviously still unbeaten. Hopefully we can keep that up on Saturday.